Victory is not a question of the feet, but of the head. The revolutionary Italian manager Arrigo Sacchi once posited, asserting that tactical cohesion and collective belief are the true progenitors of success. Across the Pyrenees, Johan Cruyff, the high priest of total football, offered a complementary aphorism. When you play a match, it is statistically proven that players actually have the ball for 3 minutes on average. So the most important thing is, what do you do during those 87 minutes when you do not have the ball? These maxims, from two of football's most revered intellects, cut to the core of what it takes to mount a sustained title challenge. It is an alchemy of relentless tactical programming, psychological fortitude, and a shared, almost obsessive single-mindedness. This erudite understanding of winning finds its modern incarnation in Mikel Arteta's Arsenal. For years, the manager spoke of a process, a pathway that often felt abstract, demanding a faith that was occasionally tested to its limits. He spoke of building foundations and changing the culture, prerequisites for the ultimate goal. Now, with the team navigating the treacherous currents of a new season, the philosophical has become visceral. The process is no longer a future promise, it is a present-day examination. As Arteta himself has noted, the pathway to trophies is not a straight line. It has ups and downs, and you have to be ready for that. The requirement is to be better every single day. This season, that requirement is being met under the most intense pressure imaginable. Football fixture lists can be cruel, often appearing as an impartial, computer-generated sequence of events. For Arsenal, the opening stanza of the 2025 campaign felt less like a random draw and more like a deliberate, sadistic gauntlet. To face Manchester United, Manchester City, Liverpool, and Newcastle United, all within the first 7 league matches, is a crucible designed to fracture the resolve of any aspiring champion. It was, without hyperbole, one of the most demanding starts to a season for any title contender in recent memory. This period was the ultimate stress test of Arsenal's credentials. Pundits and rivals watched with bated breath, anticipating a stumble, a reversion to the brittle Arsenal of old. Yet the opposite occurred. Emerging from this maelstrom of elite opposition, not just intact, but perched atop the league table, was a statement of profound significance. It was more than an accumulation of points. It was an exorcism of Arsenal ghosts of the past and a powerful declaration of intent. They had not merely survived the storm, they had learned to sail in it. What makes this early season triumph even more remarkable is the context in which it was achieved. Elite football is a war of attrition, and injuries are the inevitable casualties. Arsenal were hit, and hit hard. The absence of Kai Havertz's unique spatial interpretation, Gabriel Jesus' chaotic pressing, Noni's direct wing play, and, most critically, the loss of club captain and creative fulcrum Martin Ødegaard would have been a death knell in previous campaigns. The infamous collapse following William Saliba's injury 2 seasons ago still lingers in the collective memory. This time, however, the edifice did not crumble. The squad, fortified by astute summer recruitment and the maturation of existing players, demonstrated a newfound robustness, for which huge credit goes to the new sporting director, Mr. Andrea Berta. This resilience, this ability to absorb significant blows and continue functioning at an elite level, is perhaps the single greatest leap forward the club has made. It may not be a flashy achievement like a 5-0 victory, but for those who understand the long, arduous marathon of a 38-game season, it is an unequivocal tick in a crucial box on the championship to-do list. The ability to sail through such troubled waters with almost negligible damage is the hallmark of a team built not just for style, but for substance. Having negotiated the glamour of the opening blockbuster fixtures, Arsenal now enters what many managers privately consider the most decisive period of any title charge, the unforgiving stretch from October to December. This is the attritional heart of the campaign. The nights grow colder, the pitch is heavier, and the fixtures come thick and fast, a relentless barrage of domestic and European commitments. This is where titles are often not won, but irrevocably lost. It is a period that tests resolve more than talent. Can the squad maintain its intensity on a wet Wednesday night away from home after a draining Champions League tie? Can the players resist the mental fatigue that creeps in as the games blur into one another? This is the ultimate examination of what Arrigo Sacchi called the head. The mindset required is one of emotional equilibrium, a stoicism that prevents the team from getting too high after a euphoric victory or too despondent after an unexpected setback. It is about embracing the grind, finding beauty in the boring 1-0 wins, and treating every single point as sacred. Let's be clear, this period separates the contenders from the champions. The culmination of a successful title charge is never the work of a single entity, but rather the harmonious synthesis of a club's core components. For Arsenal to convert this formidable start into tangible, silver-laden success, a tripartite alliance must remain unshakably strong. First, the players. On the pitch, they are the executors of the vision. Theirs is the responsibility to translate complex tactical instructions into fluid, effective football. Beyond that, they must police their own standards, maintaining the hunger and humility that has defined their ascent. The senior figures must lead, and the younger talents must continue to absorb, learn, and contribute without fear. Second, the club hierarchy. The boardroom and sporting director have played a masterful role in constructing this squad and, crucially, in showing unwavering faith in Arteta during leaner times. Their job now is one of continued stability and support. They must ensure the manager has the resources to navigate the January transfer window if required and protect the team from the external noise and pressure that will inevitably intensify. Their calm, strategic oversight is the bedrock upon which on-field success is built. Finally, and perhaps most viscerally, there is the fan universe. The Emirates Stadium has been transformed from a library of anxious expectation into a cauldron of fervent, unyielding support. This is not a trivial factor. That collective energy, that roar that greets a bone-crunching tackle as loudly as it does a goal, is a palpable force. The fans' role is to act as the emotional fuel for the charge, to provide the 12th man not just in voice, but in belief. They must sustain their faith through the inevitable dips in form, understanding that their resilience from the stands is mirrored by the players on the pitch. Ultimately, Arsenal stands at the precipice of history. They have weathered the initial storm, proven their mettle in the face of adversity, and are led by a manager operating at the zenith of his craft. The path ahead is long and fraught with peril, but for the first time in 2 decades, the destination feels not just possible, but tantalizingly within reach. The process has found its purpose. Now, this unified alliance of players, management, and supporters must seize its moment. So, everyone needs to be on point doing their jobs. If the doables are taken care of, then there's not a shadow of a doubt that the rewards will come. So, that was a quick glance over the proceedings of the current season and what's about to come. Thanks for joining in. Don't forget to like, hype, share, and subscribe. Get the notifications running. This is the Arsenal Blueprint, and we will see you in the next one. Till then, come on the Arsenal.